This is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Good evening and thank you for watching On Art. I'm Rachel Charles. On the show tonight, an artist who shows us that we do judge books by their covers. Another artist whose experiences in Ladakh have influenced her artwork. And the world of Mojato, where you can indulge in artwork online without the worry of what notes you're using. This is On Art. Do stick around. Shalina Vichitra channels her travels to Ladakh through her artwork. Now that might not make immediate sense because the style she uses is non-representational art. It's not quite abstract, not quite figurative, so let's figure it out.
The art that we are most exposed to is figurative, from portraits to photographs to pets to paintings of landscapes. At the other extreme is abstract art. Think of S.H. Raza's geometrical abstraction. But what lies in between? You might see a shape on the canvas, but that is the only thing one can recognize. Everything else is an outburst of artistic, emotional experience. That is non-representational art. And that is what defines artist Shalina Vichitra's style.
I have, references, metaphors from, inspirations from landscape and, architecture and many other things. So, but there's no recognizable object per se. So we would say that it's a non-representational kind of work. The metaphors are coming, the images are coming from some references, and then they kind of get translated into something abstract. So yes, it is something in between. It's not totally figurative. It's not even representational because I'm not directly painting a specific image that represents something.
A decade of art practice and over 2 decades of journeys to Ladakh have led Shalina's artistic outbursts to become works that explore the many ways we live.
My work has been inspired by my travels to Ladakh. I won't say that I'm really painting Ladakh as in Ladakh, but I'm taking a lot of experiences, visual imagery from that place. And it kind of filters through my own experience and engagement from my travels and my interaction with the local people there and the environment. So it's the colors, the textures of the earth, all the geographic formations. They become metaphors, and then I kind of see them representing entities and emotions, existences, and those contradictions of our urban life, and that's how I kind of connect my image to what I'm trying to experience. A lot of my work is inspired by Buddhism. And because I've traveled, in that area where Buddhist culture is very predominant. So I've done like a series of works called Prayers for the Earth. And it was 1,000 white flags. I did 1,000 white flags and I mounted them on a trekking trail in Ladakh and then left them there.
Experiences and observations filtering into Shalina's work find new meanings like wheels inspired by the traditional Buddhist prayer wheels.
The prayers are the act of rotating for me. The forms are what is being represented on that which comes from the tactile qualities of the earth and the formations and like the mountains and the triangles and the windows. So all that is part of the visual surface, and the prayers are the act of rotating.
The experience of watching the nomadic Changpa tribe in Ladakh find a new home every day led her to introspect on what it means to city dwellers and create the series Shelters and Where on Earth. Here, she navigates the relative concept of home by making the form of the shelters she paints abstract.
So I was engaging with the thought of what really a shelter means to an individual, because to start with, you start thinking that like a house is supposed to be this image of stability and something which is very permanent and strong, and then you see this group of people living in these tents, and that is the stability for them, and it's something which is so impermanent and fragile yet so stable for them, because that's what gives them the security from all the elements and the rain and the wind and the extreme weather. So that led me to do this entire series.
As artists like Vichitra push their boundaries of how to express, styles like these are finding footing in the wider art world.
When I started off 15 years back from college, yes, it was difficult, and it's getting better, and people are relating to this kind of work a lot more than they were earlier, and especially installations and mixed media works. So yeah, there is a mix of all sorts of people. I would say that figurative work still has its place in the Indian market, but it's getting better, and a lot more people are relating to this kind of work now.
Now, the nation has been taken by storm by this whole 500 and 1,000 rupee ban, but how will the art world react to it? Is this the right time to invest in art? Maybe buy art online? We went out and got some views.
So we all are aware of this recent initiative and announcement by the government of India to clamp down the black money in the country. And that in itself is causing ripples. But what does it really mean for the art market in the country? Well, we tried to speak to a few experts. Many of them decided not to talk to us. Some of them agreed, but later backed down. Here are a few brave hearts who are sharing their opinion about this.
What is going to be impacted is the secondary market. And certainly dealers and buyers who are holding and dealing with the so-called blue chip artists, they will feel the heat.
We all welcome it, and this will make the whole art market very transparent. The prices will stabilize, which are different at different galleries.
Well, I choose to look at it a little positively. With people being cautious about spending on real estate and jewelry, you might just find more people investing in art.
Very, very refreshing point of view. Thank you. Tell me, are people more bothered and concerned in any case in the current times about keeping a paperwork and paper trail, so therefore they don't mind really coming and being above the board already?
Well, we've always encouraged them to do that, because that's rather than a certificate of authenticity, what is more valuable is the invoice, and that can only come if you pay completely by check.
I think we'll be fooling ourselves if we feel that there will be no impact. There will definitely be an impact. People will think a lot before buying because of the taxes involved. Everything becomes very transparent. But so far as, which is good, in the long run, I think it's very good for the art market. But so far as buying gallery is concerned, our artworks are not very expensive. This is a folk and tribal art. So personally, I don't think my gallery will be so affected.
Art per se, yeah, since it is little different from others, in a short term, yeah, there could be like a lot of ripples. These ripples are not good for any business because like for these ripples to settle down, it's going to take a while. My sense is like it should be anywhere between 6 months to 1 year.
So, I see a slight dip before the rise. And considering that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now, and people are not used to this, so till it, I guess, stabilizes, there will be a slight downturn. But I think for the future, the economy should strengthen, and it will be a positive for the art market.
We'll have to take a short break right now, but when we come back, we take you into the world of Mojato. What is this magical place? Find out right after.